Hey, welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I'm Perry Black, and on this program, we have three very special ministries and three awesome ladies. Rachel Hubbard with Second Chance Ranch, Janet Dixon with New Beginnings Crisis Pregnancy Center, and Susie Everett with Women Equipped. All ministries taking place right here in Central Arkansas. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Rachel Hubbard, Director of Second Chance Youth Ranch, and I'm here with two of my favorite women today. We're going to talk about some incredible ministries right here in Saline County. I want to introduce you guys to the wonderful, probably infamous, you probably know her already, Susie Everett. She has a ministry called Women Equipped, and we're going to talk about that today. And then this is Janet Dixon. She is with New Beginnings Pregnancy Resource Center, and she is just a powerhouse and an advocate for young women in crisis. So I'm excited to hear y'all's stories a little bit today, hear about the work that you're doing, and talk about how we can partner together. So, you know, a few months ago, we heard the decision about Roe versus Wade, where an abortion was made illegal in the state of Arkansas. And I don't know about you guys, but at our house, I mean, we kind of celebrated. We were so excited, you know. And immediately, though, I started seeing on social media and everywhere, the argument was, well, if the church is against abortion and they're pro-life in the womb, what about after the baby's born? Mm-hmm. And you know what? I agree with that. That is a fair point to make. And my answer to that is we are clearly about life after the womb as well, you know. And so at Second Chance, we started pulling building permits literally the Monday after that decision had come. Because we said there are certainly going to be young women who find themselves in crisis pregnancy situations who are going to need some kind of support. And so we started building 2 homes immediately. And we have been in the process of that ever since. And one of the first things we thought when we started that construction was, who's already doing this? Because I've always said, if you want to change the world, find someone who already is and join forces with them. And you guys already get the needs of these women. You understand ways to reach them. And so that was our first thought was, well, let's not redo everything. Let's call Susie and Janet and let's see what they're doing and partner up. And so, Janet, I called you and I said, what do you guys do there? What kind of programs could you offer young women that we are housing? And you shared with me a little bit about what you guys do. So tell me that again. Like, what is the heart of your ministry?
Well, we really seek to support women pregnant and afterwards. Our resources are available to them until their youngest child is 2. So that is our population. We don't have any stipulations on income or where they live or anything like that. So they're welcome to come when they first find out they're pregnant, or if they're questioning if they are. We have free pregnancy tests and ultrasounds so that they can figure out how far along they are, and then encourage them to get into prenatal care at a physician's office. Yeah. And in that process, a lot of times they just need that pregnancy confirmation in order to get on Arkansas Medicaid for pregnancy. And so we get referrals from the health department because they need us to give them that confirmation. And then we also want them to get on WIC because that's good nutrition, and just so getting them into resources.
So you guys, connecting them with already existing resources. And then you guys have like some educational programs, like a like donation center type, you know, where they can get baby supplies and things like that, right, as well, and some mentoring. Yeah,
so I mean, really, it's just so many different facets to it. The parenting classes are actually online. Okay. So we can shoot them to their phone. They can watch them online. They earn fake money by doing good things like taking a parenting class or coming to a Bible study. The Bible studies that we offer are one-on-one.
That's so cool.
So it is very cool. And I guess I was a little surprised that they wanted them. I mean, I was just, I don't know. But they will sign up, like make an appointment. Like we would make an appointment for a dental office or something. They make appointments to come in and do Bible study.
You know what? I feel
and
like
it's
people
just
are
so
hungry.
wonderful. Yes, yes,
they are
they
hungry
are.
for that.
And that's really where we see the relationship building. And honestly, that's where life change, we see life change in that area, because in the context of relationship, then the gospel really does make a difference, and the Holy Spirit just is there with them. And I just left, I mean, literally 15 minutes ago, a couple that the husband was saved last week. And so they were in there together with a mentor doing a Bible study. But
stop it! I love
I
it
know,
so much.
they're so sweet and young, and their baby's precious, and they come every week. And
you know what I figured out after 16 years of being in this full-time, foster care world, is it doesn't matter how good my intentions are, my ability and to really make a difference is so small compared to what the Lord can do in their life. And so really the biggest thing that we can do is introduce these young women to the love of Jesus and a relationship with him. And that is life-changing.
yeah.
Well, Susie, tell us a little bit about Women Equipped.
Well, I was just listening to Janet, and I just really think the key here is those relationships that we develop.
Yes.
And they are trusting us, and then they're guiding them to the Lord. Because like you just said, that's our anchor, is the Lord. And if we can't give them that foundation, then that's where our hope is, and we want them to have that hope. And that's what we have at Women Equipped. It's Christian Women's Job Corps. It's for any woman 18 or older. Any woman. This session we had 16 ladies. We have a full class, and our age ranges from 19 years old to 60. So it's just anyone.
Yeah.
Now, as far as it connects with the pregnancy counseling and crisis times, is that this could be a stepping stone, because we're equipping them in a Christian context for jobs and for life. And in fact, I didn't know if you knew this, but one of your ladies has gone, she has 2 children, has gone to the pregnancy center, is in our class this time.
Oh.
So what, good things, because we have Bible study each day, we have computer classes, we have relationship classes, a class called Boundaries, and the 5 love languages, getting to know who you are, budgeting classes, job skill interview classes. And then one of the exciting things that we're offering this semester is called goal setting. It's a class we have just for that. And during that class, a volunteer is provided, we call them journey partners. There's like a mentor, but the journey partner that's assigned to that student comes along and sits with them, doesn't do things for them, but is a friend and prays with them and encourages them and helps them guide their path as they're
There's
trying
a lot of
to
power
meet
in that.
their goals. It's that relationship and that bond through the power of Christ.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm so excited about what y'all are doing. We're going to take a really quick break, and when we come back, I would love to hear just a short little happy moment, success, something that just really made you think, this is my why. I want to hear about that.
A mission field around you is filled with young hearts needing a forever family. And at Second Chance Youth Ranch, our team is committed to providing healthy, stable, loving homes and families to hurting children in the Arkansas foster care system and those up for adoption. Please contact us if you feel the tug at your heart to help foster or adopt, and find out the steps you could take to help fulfill a child's lifelong dream. Maybe you can't foster or adopt, but you could help. The need for thousands of children in the system is staggering. But with the help of faithful partners and business alliances, we are meeting those needs right now. Would you help us make a difference? Every gift, regardless of size, impacts a child's life directly and helps provide for a home in the gap right now. Visit the Second Chance Youth Ranch website at 2CYR.org to read more, watch the stories, and to make a contribution for a hurting child's care. Monthly partners are needed, so please contact us right away. And as you partner with this ministry, You are partnering with the Heavenly Father that has promised to be Father to the fatherless. God bless you for helping Second Chance Youth Ranch.
We're back with Susie Everett of Women Equipped and Janet Dixon of New Beginnings Pregnancy Center. Susie, tell us a little story. Tell us one of your proud moments.
Well, the first thing that comes into my mind, because it's about my why, it was the second semester, and we'd only been in class like 2 days, and one of the ladies said, "Can I come back again?" And I said, "Well, maybe," you know. She said, "I really want to make sure I learn all y'all are teaching because I want to pass it on to my children."
Stop it!
So that's exactly, it still gives me goosebumps to this day because it's exactly what we want. We want to break that cycle that they've been in and pass that on to their children to make new beginnings, to make good decisions, you know, and that's what we're trying to do. And that really is my why.
And that was just proof that she wasn't just going through the motions. This wasn't just another task to check off her box. Like, she was absorbing and soaking in the knowledge and wisdom that you guys were sharing.
And during that time, she accepted Christ as her Savior during those class times. So pretty big.
That's amazing.
There's a lot of whys.
Absolutely,
yes.
absolutely. Oh, I love it so much. Oh, Janet, tell us, share one of yours.
Okay. I think back to the beginning of when I first learned to do ultrasound, and this was like about 2.5 years ago, and a client that came in, and I was pretty sure she was on drugs just with her behavior, and we just became, I don't know, you know, when God just lays somebody on your heart and they become really special to you.
Yeah.
And I walked through the pregnancy with her. She did go, you know, to the doctor. She was able to get on Suboxone at UAMS, and so it was somebody I kind of kept up with, and it's like it goes back to what we were saying about relationships. She knows I love her and that I'm her friend. So I wasn't just the nurse or just the director. I became her friend, and I gave her my phone number. We could text. She could reach out to me when she was having a hard time or really having a hard time staying with the plan for the health of her baby. And anyway, we're still friends. She will, the father of her children has been in and out of jail, and it's been up and down. You know, we don't see growth in a straight line.
No.
But she is a believer. She's my sister, and she knows that I love her. And when they reach back out, just that, and maybe this is just my mama heart, you know, it's like, thank you, Lord, for giving me the opportunity to love her.
Yes.
And then she knows she's loved.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows, even if she calls me and she's like in a big pickle, it's okay, because I'm going to love her and I'm going to speak the truth.
Yeah.
And having that privilege is just, that's my why.
Yeah.
If I was at home eating bonbons or whatever, I wouldn't get that opportunity.
Right.
And so I guess that's my why, is getting that chance to show Christ's love.
Yeah.
Is huge.
I feel like y'all are my people. Like, everything you're saying just resonates with me so strongly. And I love the way that you're hands-on with your ministries too, that this is not some project in your portfolio. This is not, you know, something that you're just leaving up to whoever and, you know, your name is on it. Like, you guys you're in it, you know, and your emotions and your heart are tied into this, and you're giving. I can clearly see that you're giving a lot of yourself, and I know how tiring that is, and I know that some days you have to say, God, I don't have any more than I can pour out, so please fill me up. Mm-hmm. And I've done ministry long enough to know that it is not all sunshine and roses, and that you don't always see the progress that you want. You know, one thing that I've had to commit to is I'm going to love and build a relationship with my kids, whether they ever become the exact people that I want them to be. You know, I'm going to just commit to walking through hard things with them. What's been hard about this journey for you ladies?
I'll say, I just think it's like you said, I think as we get older, and even our own children that we birthed, or it is the people that we get to disciple along the way, just understanding, and it's just humbling ourselves before the Lord and knowing that we can't fix anything.
Right.
In and of myself, I don't have the answers.
And there's some freedom in that, though.
There is some freedom in that. You're right. And I think that humility gives us freedom, knowing that God, who made this person and knows all of their story, they know when they're going to get back into drugs, and gosh, you think, gosh, they were clean a whole year, and now they're not, and you're like,
yeah.
But God knows next year and the next year and 25 years. I mean, like 50 years from now. So I just think there is freedom in that, and it's coming back to that it's like, oh, okay, this is not my problem. This is God's problem.
Right.
And I'm just going to get used today, and I'll do what I can, and then
I have to be reminded of that.
I know.
Because we have to remind ourselves that we are not the fixers.
I know.
We all tend to, especially as women, have that mama heart that wants to take care of it, and we're not. In fact, I texted one of our volunteers yesterday, if you just leave it alone for just a little bit, I bet they'll work this out. And that happens so many times. But it's just so hard, because just this morning, we're teaching them, you call, like this is a job, this is a commitment. You call and let me know you're not coming.
Right.
Well, I had 3 not let me know, and that's frustrating.
It is.
But the encouragement, you talk about the love you have for them. God gives you a love even though you're frustrated with them, and I want them to know that I love them. I just want them to make right steps.
Yes.
Just little right steps.
Yeah.
And so, yes, you can get frustrated. And for me, I don't know about you, Janet, but because I do have to depend on the Lord in this, I feel challenged and humbled to try to be, there are tons of great volunteers in our organization, and I don't feel adequate to be their leader. So that just really, because I think Janet's a little bit like me. We're not the most organized people. So yeah, there's challenges for me in that. But it again, God said, I called you. And so, okay,
I know.
You call me, but boy, do I feel inadequate. But when we're weak, He's strong. And gosh, there's.
And I think that's such an important aspect of what we all do, is you're not just ministering to these women, but to your volunteers and your team and your staff, and you're a leader of leaders, and that is like, how do you keep everybody motivated? How do you keep everybody on the same page? How do you keep them from getting, frustrated with lack of results or somebody taking 2 steps backward? And that's part of our challenge, I think, but man, what an honor and a privilege to be in that position and for the Lord to use you. And you know what? He always equips those that He calls, for certain. And I can clearly see you 2 women are doing incredible things. So can't wait to come back in just a second and visit with you more.
My name is Stephen. I am 14 years old. I like to basically do anything. When I grow up, I want to be a mechanic or a NASCAR driver. I like math because I can count my money, which I have.
Tell me why you want to be adopted.
So that I can get the needs that I need and the wants that I want sometimes. And a loving, adorable kitten.
You never know, there may be a cat lying around. Never know.
What does adoption mean to you? What does that word mean?
Gaining a family.
People that watch this, what do you want them to know about you?
That I'm smart, kind, brave, courageous. I wish for a loving, adoptive family.
Okay, ladies, I know that our viewers are thinking the same thing that I am. These are some quality ministries, and y'all are both just salt of the earth. I mean, I'm so thankful to know you both. And I know that they're thinking, what can we do? How can we contribute? How could we be a part of this? So can y'all tell me a little bit, Susie, what are some needs that you guys have? How can people get involved with Women Equipped?
Our community has been so great, and of course there's one involvement, of course, is your prayers, always your prayers. And then we take donations. We have a post office box, and we hope to get, it's P.O. Box 1064, that people can send donations to Women Equipped. We are a 501c a charity. Okay. So there's one way. And then go to our website, womenequippedsaline.org. It tells you all about our ministry. And then one way, if you would like to be a student, you know, you just click on the apply, and once you do that and give us your information, we'll contact you. We have people in the community, and we'll still need Sunday school groups or businesses Family Church has provided meals for our ladies. We provide them a meal.
You do a lunch, right?
Yes, yeah. And it gets to be big when you have 16 Journey partners and 16 students and your teachers. It's a pretty good sized meal that has to be provided. And so there's meal providers is one way to get involved, and substitute teachers. There's the community, actually we've had students come from our high school to help with the computer classes.
That's really cool.
Already been ways that the community has just stepped up, and it's been awesome. If you go downtown Benton and you see that mural that says All Things New, that came from our Benton High School graphics department.
Wow.
The students did that.
Wow.
Yeah, so some awesome things going on that way.
Smart, getting the young people to help with the technology for sure.
And I encourage you to go to the Facebook page, because on the Facebook page we have the testimonies from our graduates, from our graduation, and the testimony will touch your heart.
Have your Kleenex ready.
Yes, to see why we why do what we do.
I love it. Oh, Gina, what can we do for you guys? How can people get involved?
Yeah, well, I will echo what Susie said, prayers, because as we've talked about, without the Spirit's power, we just can't do it. We just can't do it.
Amen, sister.
So, I mean, the problems of our society are just so big. Yeah. So that's really huge. We also use a lot of volunteers. Most of them are older women who have some time to give during the week. And so we utilize over 20 volunteers each week that come every week. So they are the ones that are making these relationships with the young ladies. Then, of course, money. We joke about it all the time, but I'm always out fundraising to buy supplies. We have a small staff and a budget, so that's important. And we are a nonprofit, so that's tax deductible.
And if you're anything like me, fundraising is not enjoyable.
Well, actually, I kind of enjoy it.
You do?
Because
Teach me your ways.
I know. We talk about this because I really don't mind it.
Really?
I believe in what we do so strongly, and I enjoy participating in ministries when I've been asked. And so that's how people participate. Yeah. And they might not be able to come every week, but they can send $10 a month.
There's a lot of people who that's easier for them, and it's okay to ask for that.
That's right.
But I'm telling you what makes me so uncomfortable.
Well, I don't mind.
And be like, I want to give you such money. I'm like, oh, don't you think that's too much? Maybe a little less, you know.
If God is telling them
skills.
It all, I mean, and it goes back to what we know about stewardship. It's all God's anyway.
Yeah, it is.
So it's okay to put it where it needs to be put.
Right, right.
So that's that. Also, like Susie said, somebody might need the class and want to come. People need our services. So, you know, it might be someone watching, your neighbor or their daughter or their cousin or somebody at work needs things that we have to offer.
So like sharing y'all social media, talking to people about this ministry that you guys are learning about now. Really, I think helping spreading awareness is a huge benefit to our ministries.
That's right.
And even though Roe versus Wade is, you know, we call it the fall of Roe and all that, just for the church to be aware that abortion is still out there. People will travel for abortion and they can order it online, the abortion pills, and take it here in their home, in their bathroom, all by themselves. And we also offer abortion pill reversal. So if anyone,
Really cool.
yes, so it's very, very important for us to be informed about the dangers that are still in our society, even though we might think, oh, it's illegal in Arkansas. That's true, but our young people still can access abortion. And so we want to be a voice of truth. We want to be sure that they're well informed of scientific facts, spiritual facts, emotional facts, all of that.
Yeah.
Because we really believe that Jesus gave us free will to choose, and so we're not manipulating or telling anybody what to do.
It's their decision.
It's their decision, just like Christ gave us our choices. But we want to be there to show them all the truth so they can make a good choice.
Absolutely. Well, two things that I want our audience to hear is I want you to hear, one, this is good soil. It's a good place to plant your seed, to give a gift, to support these incredible ministries. And two, if you are a woman who needs help, if you are in a crisis pregnancy situation, if you're trying to decide whether you're going to go the abortion route or adoption route or keep your baby and you're scared, or maybe you are a woman who says, I just don't have the skills I need to be successful, and I want to learn that. I'm ready to better my life. I'm ready to go the next level. These are the ministries you need to connect with. They could change your life. And ladies, as we wrap up, you both mentioned, the first thing you said was people can pray for us. And I know that when people hear that, they think, oh yeah, that's so trite, whatever. I truly believe that makes a tremendous, tremendous difference. So as we close, I want to ask each of you to tell me one specific thing that we could pray for you. I want to hear about you as a leader, you as a woman, you as an advocate. What can we pray for you about personally?
I will say, and Susie knows me well, so she said I'm not the most organized, is just to pray for me in this leadership role. I'm not an administrator. I was trained to be a nurse practitioner. So
it's a difference there.
It is a lot. And so always just praying that I will know and have the discernment and the wisdom to know when to get people, delegate and get other voices and wisdom to do things that I am not equipped to do. And so just to not mess it up.
Absolutely.
I would agree with
You can pray that I
that.
won't screw anything up.
That's right.
Susie, what would
And
you
it's
say?
a lot, exactly, on the same lines as the wisdom and discernment. And then for me, I know this might sound odd, but if I'm called to this, and I am the leader, to have the confidence to say, no, this is how we're going to do this. And that's hard for me. I'm like wanting to agree with everybody and just have this harmony out there, but you have to, step up, and then that I have that confidence in the Lord that this is how it should go.
We will be praying for that. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks.
Thanks.